I'm loving this shift that I'm seeing. I'm loving how Black people and how women are taking their power and doing things in ways that they can make changes. Black models to boycott Melbourne Fashion Week in Racism Row. More than a dozen Black models are boycotting Melbourne Fashion Week in response to what they call industry wide, what they claim is industry wide racism. The group of 13 performers are refusing to walk for runway shows or participate in casting calls in order to shine a light on the discrimination they face in Australia, which they say wouldn't be allowed in Europe or the US. They say the discrimination includes being paid significantly less than their white counterparts, the alleged use of racial slurs, as well as hairdressers talking derogatively about African hair. Black models doing Australian fashion is a form of self destruction, said Sydney based Awar Malek. That's what she told Sydney Morning Herald. It's absolutely the most traumatizing and dehumanizing, underpaying, and overall mentally draining week, and I have no desire to continue to participate. South Sudanese model Awal Najim added, in London, New York, and Paris, you cannot get away with what the fashion industry is doing here and how it treats its Black models. They don't seem to care or want to change. The idea for a boycott came after a group of 13 models formed a private group chat to exchange stories and support each other earlier this year. We never wanted to resort to this, but there is only so much we can take. That's what 30-year-old Jeffrey Kasubi told the newspaper. Maybe the industry will care about our experiences when it comes from a group rather than one individual that they can quickly silence or just ignore. They accused brands of tokenism, alleging they hire plenty of Black models during fashion weeks when they can pay them less. It's the only time they hire Black models in numbers, and honestly, it's because we are the cheapest at this time. It's good PR for them. It looks like, wow, these campaigns are really inclusive. But the next week and the next month, we have no work, and they go back to whitewashing fashion. The casting of models at fashion weeks is decided by exhibiting label and not festival organizers. A spokesperson for the city of Melbourne said all models participating in Fashion Week receive equal pay, with the exception of some higher profile models, including those from diverse backgrounds. Okay, so this person said, listen, one Aussie journalist suggested, how brave of me to be able to speak up on a topic when I'm not in the country to face the ramifications. Cap. Nevertheless, this comment triggered me. The trauma of dealing with these people who will never see pain through your eyes is constant, no matter how far away you look to find your peace. I'm calling out every model who ever stood idly by and let their fellow model be disrespected. I'm calling out every agent who swept the concerns of Black or people of color talents under the rug. I'm calling out every publication that whitewashed the skin of their Black, people of color models. Calling out every brand that failed to keep it a buck and pay us the same as white models. I'm calling out every makeup artist that never had my foundation shade on set till this day. Every hairstylist that still chooses to stay ignorant by not educating themselves on different hair textures, but still have the audacity to want credit for the work. Calling out every head of a brand that fails to consult Black and people of color bodies when making decisions at the table. I'm calling out every photographer that can't light Black skin, but still fails to test with Black models. I'm calling out every PR agency that collaborates with Black and people of color content creators and still fail to pay them. I'm calling out every media agency that claims to create content with diverse casts, yet fail to hire a diverse crew. I'm calling out everyone and their grandma who still thinks it's okay to not speak up and do the right thing. Shame on you for forever wanting us to stay silent. Nyalak Leth, who relocated to the UK, where Black models are celebrated and valued, said, in 2019, behind the scenes at Sydney Fashion Week, one of the Black models approached me and asked me to braid her hair. And I said, but darling, there are so many empty seats in the hair section. But I could tell that she was really reluctant to even ask for help because she didn't trust that anyone knew how to do her hair. And she was definitely right. Okay, so this person that goes by the name of Jeffster Kiss on Instagram said, "This is nothing new. If anything, it's been something that we have bottled up for years, and we are finally using our voice to make changes. For years, I've been silent to not speak out about the fashion industry in Australia because I've been scared of retaliation or the fear of being dropped or not booked. Because apparently, speaking out against such things in this country makes you a villain. I've been fortunate enough to have a career in this industry and work with some amazing people, but I've also encountered some ignorant people with racist, harmful behavior that needs to be called out. Everyone wants to be a model, but no one talks about what being a person of color in this white majority industry takes a toll on your self worth. You're either tokenized by brands or told that the reason you're not getting jobs is because you don't have the Australian look. Having people on set say racially insensitive things, damaging your hair because they don't know how to work with it, or getting a makeup artist not doing your makeup properly because hey, they've never bothered to get a person of color to practice. So you become their experiments. Black, dark skinned women have it 10 times worse. I'm tired. We are sick and tired. The irony, if you say something, you're the angry black person, black ungrateful person, right? Well, call me ungrateful then, because I don't care. Australia has shown through the years that Indigenous and people of color are never appreciated in the creative space because for us to make it, we need to go international because this country apparently after 235 years still caters to the white majority Australia. The reality is that we have to come to this more embarrassing because I'm not surprised because our voice are always silenced when we come as one, but when united is stronger and has more impact. This is a bigger conversation, and collectively, we need to see these behaviors change because Australia does not only cater to the majority. So, that is from Jeffrey Kiss. The models boycotting not just MFW, but the larger industry have said they're speaking out despite fears for their career in a bid to bring reform. Jeffrey continued, "I don't want to speak out, but I have to, or nothing will change." Chief Executive of Australian Fashion Council, Leela Nija Hebrew, told Sydney Morning Herald the Australian fashion industry is uniquely placed to actively engage in equitable, diverse, and inclusive responsible practice. The Australian Fashion Council is not involved in the running of fashion weeks or brand marketing events, but we do require all AFC members to abide by our code of conduct. This stipulates that we do not tolerate any form of discrimination or inappropriate conduct towards others based on gender, race, or national origin or ethnic origin. So they don't allow it. Anyways, you guys go ahead, jump in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Like, comment, share.